It's This Side of the Apple with Shonda Renee. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to This Side of the Apple. I'm your host, Shonda Renee, aka Super Afro Girl, SUPAAFROGYRL over on Blue Sky. This is episode 2. Yes, and I'm sticking to my promise. I am recording and posting new episodes every other week. I did try to do another one right after the Grammys, but I was too tired. So, and then I caught a little bug, and you can still kind of hear it in my throat. I'm trying to overcome this thing. It's lingering. It's at that final stage when all the mucus is coming out of your body. So that's where I'm at right now. So you're going to hear a little nasally me. Uh-oh. That's not supposed to happen. Oh, that's my phone doing its thing. Sorry about that. Anyway, hey, so like I said, the Grammys did happen, and I was going to record, but I was just tired. So I'm just going to do a quick recap. It's over, but I'm still in comments fighting a good fight a whole week later, where people are upset about Beyonce winning Best Country Album of the Year, and also her winning Best Album of the Year. People just have issues with it, and I have issues with their issues because it's foolishness, and I don't know where this is coming from or why. Well, yes, I do. Yes, I do. You got the country people who don't understand art. I'm going to just say that. They just don't understand art. There's the racism that comes along with it as well. That's the country music part, because we all know she did not. They did not see fit to. They did not see fit to give her any awards during the country music awards, which, whatever. Again, it's just people in their way. And then about the best album of the year, I guess people figured Billie Eilish was going to take that. And, well, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. So, and she actually didn't win a thing that she was nominated for. And it is not to say that the woman is not talented. I think if I was in an age group where those songs of hers would actually resonate with me, or she wrote songs that resonated beyond her age group, that's the challenge of an artist, really, right? So it's not me. It's not me. It's you. So I don't. I think her and her brother. I think they make good music. To be honest, I really do think they make good music. I just don't go out of my way to find it. Um, but again, she lost in all the categories, and they're not mad about those, but they're particularly upset because Beyonce took the award, and people are saying that the awards were bought. And that breaks my heart hearing that kind of stuff. It infuriates me, and it breaks my heart, and it infuriates me because when you look at her career and all of the music that everyone knows, and I mean, her career is phenomenal. She's been a performer all of her life. And they never saw fit to give her an award. Not for Lemonade. Now, come on. We all know Lemonade deserved Best Album of the Year. I love Adele. Adele is top tier. No questions. Whenever I hear there's Adele's about to drop something, I'm there. Just like I'm there with Beyonce. But we all know, And even Adele knew that award should have went to Beyonce. Now, I have to say, there were only I'm going to bring up Kanye. This Kanye, I'm going to say post Kim K Kanye is not my favorite person, but pre Kim Kanye had two standout moments. The first one was during Hurricane Katrina, and he called a thing when it came down to President Bush and his administration's response to Katrina. And the second time is when he stood up for Beyonce during the MTV Music Awards, when they chose to give the award for Best Video of the Year to Taylor Swift over Beyonce. I have never spent 1 second thinking that man was wrong, being angry at that man for doing what he did. Not one second at all. I think that's the one of the two things he got absolutely right. I still don't know the video that Taylor Swift did that won. But I do know the Single Ladies video. I know that little babies were doing that dance from that video. Okay? So, and everybody's moving their hands, doing their hands back and forth, blah, 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 blah. You know, Single Ladies, yeah, everybody doing it. But they did not see fit to give that woman the Best Video of the Year award. She stays getting snubbed by these people. And if somebody can tell me any other real sound reason for it other than racism, I'm open, but I'm at a loss. I cannot call that. So anyway, I'm happy for her. I think that the win is great, but there's a shadow cast over it. That's not through any fault of Beyonce's. It is wholly the fault of the Grammys and those who vote. It's awful. It's awful that woman who works extremely hard, she is the best performer we have on this planet right now. She really is. I just don't, I don't know. It's just clear. Even if you don't like her music, the performance, every inch of it that is so intentional and orchestrated and choreographed down to the very minute detail. She deserved better. She deserves better from the industry that she has spent her entire life honing her craft in and giving the world magic. She truly does. So, all right, well, hold on. Oh my gosh. Just a moment, people. Ma'am. Look, did you see my text message?
Yeah, I was in the bathroom when I texted you.
You are.
Am I on?
Yes, you are.
Why did you say?
don't know why you called me. You could have texted me. You did not have to call because I was recording. I said I was gonna pull you in while I was recording. I wanted to just say happy birthday to you.
Well, thank you. I'm
And
sorry.
I'm where are you off to?
To get some tea and some Kleenex for my friend because she's sick.
Aw, on your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
See,
That's
you were that friend. I love that about you. You're such a caring person, even on your
thank you.
birthday. Well, that is wonderful. All right. Well, I'm gonna. Well, again, I just wanted to say happy birthday to you on air. And
Well, thank
although
you.
I would have been there, but with the planes falling out of the sky, I just didn't feel comfortable. And thank you for giving me the grace. And I'll be sending you the money for the shoes you want. So
Will
you,
you repeat that?
how much of it?
No, you said, and you used the money to buy yourself some shoes?
No, I said I will send you the money to get the shoes you wanted.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, you
I
are welcome.
appreciate it. I didn't hear what you. It was I was getting in my car, so it was a disconnect. My apologies.
Okay, no worries at all. No worries at all. So, again, enjoy your wonderful day.
Thank
And
you.
all right, baby, I will talk to you soon.
All right.
All right, love
Love
you.
you.
Love you too. Bye bye. All right, so that's the birthday girl. I got sweet baby. I do. I got wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. So anyway, back to I wrapped up my Beyonce stuff, and I'm gonna just I need to mute my dang phone. All right, phone has been muted. This is a raggedy podcast, ain't it? It's okay. It's okay. I will get better with time. Anywho, so okay, I talked about Beyonce fighting the good fight in the comments and all that stuff. The next thing about the Grammys, I have to give a shout out to Gaga and that amazing video. My experience with that video, I'm sitting there, I'm watching, I'm like, okay, it's Gaga. Okay. And I'm watching and I'm watching and I'm watching. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, the choreography is freaking amazing. So, yes, the choreography and the way this woman was moving, she has leveled up her dance game. Period. She has leveled up. I watched a few weeks back. I don't know how I came across this, but it was a concert performance of hers, and she was fine in it and everything. But when it comes to Gaga vocals, hands down, she's great. Creativity with her songs and all that stuff, amazing. But dance wise, there was something lacking. And it started with me with Telephone when she, again, I got to bring in Beyonce, when she and Beyonce collabed on Telephone in that video. The two body types did not match for me. It just threw the whole thing off. I was like, yeah, the body types. I'm just gonna leave it at that. The body types did not match. So I struggled with that. I was like, okay. So, but this one, when she's out there doing her thing on her own, and she's got her dancers around, she's commanding the stage. The woman is a hard performer too. She's a hard working woman. And this choreography for Abracadabra was off the chain. I was over the moon. I was thinking, if Michael Jackson was sitting in the audience, he'd have been just, I could just picture his face just in awe over that video, Because, hey, he was a creator of all that. Everybody's got he was the baseline. And, you got these performers today that's taking it over the top. You got Gaga, you got Beyonce. They're doing the thing. Dochi. Doji too. Dochi, oh my God. That young lady, she doing her thing. Now, I saw maybe sometime last year, I came across a video of her walking in the street and she had just bra and panties on. And it's like she was following people or something. And the reporters were all, Dochi, Dochi, look over here, look over here. And they're taking pictures. And I'm like, what? What are we doing? What is this for? Who is she? And why is she doing this? It just felt odd to me. And it still feels odd to me. If I ever came across her, the first question out of my mouth is, what are you doing that for? What was the purpose of that? Was it a PR thing to get you some notice? And why that particular approach and all of that? I would ask, because that was confusing to me. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying it was like, So there's that. And then let me see. Her little desk performance was nice. Her performance on one of the late night shows, I want to say it was Stephen Colbert, where she and her dancers have these long braids and they're braided together and they're moving in sync and doing this amazing stuff. The creativity has been unleashed. Finally. It's amazing what these folks are coming up with now. So kudos to Dochi, and her performance during the Grammys was phenomenal as well. I love the moving stage part. I thought that was one of the highlights of the performance, and the uniforms that the dancers were wearing and all of that. And I do remember thinking, I'm like, this is really nice. And I'm like, and she is like covered and dressed. And as soon as I said that in my head, her whole uniform comes off and she's back in the panties and underwear. And I wasn't mad at it. I was like, oh, okay, here we go. I'm not saying that as a critique. It was just how my mind was moving. So there was that. And last but definitely not least is Kendrick Lamar, who will be performing later today as the halftime show for the Super Bowl, which I can't wait to see. I have been waiting to see this. I hope it is everything. I truly hope it is everything. I mean, there have been some great Super Bowl halftime moments that sent me over the moon. Obviously, Prince's performance. And I gotta think of recent. Oh, well, the Beyonce, of course. Beyonce's not the latest one that she did for the playoff. That was brilliant, of course. I don't have to say that. But her halftime performance, I think she was with Bruno Mars. And I think Kendrick might have showed up for that too. There was a year when wait. For the Grammys, she and Kendrick did one of her songs off of Lemonade, Freedom. They did Freedom of Lemonade. And the whole water scene with the dance, that was so great. Oh my God, that was like happy Black History Month. It was amazing. So there's that. So I'm looking forward to Kendrick. I don't know what to expect. I'm just hoping it is like over the moon. Because look, I have my whole Kendrick playlist that I just play. I go between Cowboy Carter and my Kendrick Lamar playlist all the time. That's really like all I listen to. I have to open myself up because there's so much more going on. And I try to be conscious about that because I just love good music. I don't want to be pigeonholed into one performer or another, but their music just lifts me. So there's that. So the Grammys was fantastic. I'm just, I can't wait for the next one now. Oh my God. So what else is going on? Trump is trumping. I think That's all I can say. Well, I can say that people are still letting his cabinet picks be confirmed, um, to everybody's amazement, and it's just happening. I'm not understanding the process, and I really haven't dug in enough to know how these confirmations go and how these people are voting. But all I know is that the Democrats, not one single Democrat should be voting for not one single one of these people. I think that would send a message of seriousness. And even if it doesn't move the needle, it puts people on record, because you're not going to get anything out of that administration unless you give him something. And that is not how a government should be running. I mean, his government, the government he envisions, um, along with the what is it, the 2025 plan that they've constructed. Um, the government that they have planned is not um, what this country was founded on. Period. And I'm not just speaking out of some sentimentality of how I grew up and my beliefs or anything like that. I'm using what I saw when I went to the Capitol a couple of years ago. It was my first visit to Washington, D.C. And I saw all the monuments, and I saw everything that was etched on the wall there. And I'm going to find those pictures and I'm going to post them on my blog so you all can see. Because the things that they argue, they're arguing the words of the people who were responsible for the Constitution, and who were the people who were responsible for the Constitution, and also President Lincoln's words, and the Civil War, and all of that stuff. Everything that those people were thinking during that time, it's all etched in stone at the nation's capital. If you've never been to the Capitol, I guess you wouldn't know. You just be in your silo and thinking whatever's on the internet is whatever's on the internet is the truth, I would say. And it really isn't. I don't understand. I just don't understand the motivations of people. I really don't. I think we're in a place where we have made human existence so difficult, so unnecessarily difficult for ourselves, where things just are not natural. And they don't produce happiness for most of us. So we're in this time, and what I try to do is just take one moment at a time. I try to focus on things that make me happy, and I do a lot of writing. I'm also studying up for my work. I'm kind of a tech nerd in the way that I like to use applications to build solutions and things. So I'm working toward a certification on the Microsoft Power Platform realm, and I'm just about there. For my birthday, I plan to take the test so that I can get my certification. And then, I don't know, my little career trajectory may be moving in a really cool direction. So I am looking forward to that. Let's see. So there's that. What else do I wanted to talk about? There's something else I wanted to talk about. Okay. So, goodness. All right. Well, let's see. I have a couple of things I want to talk about. Two things that I discovered this past week. Um, One of them is a book of poetry. Um, I'm not gonna say I discovered them because I'm always late to everything. Because I just have my head down working and living life. That I don't spend time trying to stay in the know of everything. But whatever is meant for me will come my way eventually. Just like Lee Herrick, he is the poet laureate of California, and or let me see, Fresno. Let's see what this says here. I think he's the poet laureate of California. See, I get all, I found him and I ordered a book. The book is entitled Scar and Flower. And I cannot even remember how I came to even buy the book or came to even know him. I can't remember what I was doing. But anyway, the book came and I started reading the poetry and I was reading it aloud. And just reading it aloud, his word choice is just so beautiful. Each poem reads so beautifully. Let's see. I'm going to read this one. This is from Scar and Flower by Lee Herrick. I got a letter from the government the other day. I watched my hands turn into flags, waving at the top of a government building before the bombs. I watched books about fat content burn on the crosswalk where a dead pigeon splayed out like a Bansky, where the drunk poets walked to the cafe to haggle over Whitman's place in the canon. This is so far from any large-scale weaponry. Most kids could care less about revolution or poetry, but revolution has everything to do with the fire, lit in the girl whose father read to her, so that when she is fully grown and the bombs detonate on her city's bridges, she will know her perfect epigraph to rally the women who know where the wood and the matches await. His poetry is it's so concise, it's so moving. I just read poem after poem. I haven't done that since I fell in love with Lucille Clifton. When I can open a book of poetry and I read one poem and I'm like, I need another. I know that I found something that really speaks to my soul. And that's what this book does. And I'm looking forward to seeing him possibly in San Francisco on the 22nd, I think. He's doing a reading. So we will see if I make it there. So that's one thing that I discovered. The other thing I discovered and I wrote about on my blog is Ledisi. Ledisi is going to be performing the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice, later today for the Super Bowl. And goodness gracious. I'm just thinking the news station out here, KCRA, they were talking about earlier this week, they were talking about the Super Bowl and who the performers are. And the woman actually pronounced Ledisi's name Ledisi. I was so upset at that. I said, woman. And she said it with her full chest, like she knew what she was talking about. I was like, girl, if you don't pronounce this woman's name correctly, because her voice is a gift to the world. It's a true gift to the world. She has such a unique voice and a unique way that she phrases her songs. She is a phenomenal talent that I don't want to say she hasn't received her due, because I think that she has a real solid following. She's in the R&B category. I think that's where the thing is. It's like you have this gift and people want to box you into one certain thing, and maybe even you convince yourself that you need to be in this box, right? And then you can't really get out of it and fully explore or fully produce your talent for the world. You can't fully produce your talent for the world. Um, and that's how I'm seeing it. If the way her career is moving, if that's the way she wants it and she's happy in that space, that's all that needs to be said, right? Um, the thing for me is, I think the last album I religiously listened to was Pieces of Me because the subject matter of that album was so broad. It wasn't just a bunch of love songs after love songs. This man loved me and I love him, and I'm gonna keep my man, and this is the type of man I like. It wasn't just that. There were songs of self reflection. There were motivational songs. There were empowerment songs. Um, that whole album was so great. And then her follow up album was just a bunch of, I don't know how many times you can sing about wanting a man. That's what I got out of it. And then I just kind of fell off. Then I found out this week that she produced an album, Lettucey Sings Nina. And when I saw it, I nearly fell out of my chair. I was like, where have I been? Why didn't anyone tell me? Why didn't anyone tell me? So I listened to it, and I look, it did not disappoint. Her voice is just, it's so powerful. It's so unique. And those are the types of songs she needs to do songs with meaning because she will make you listen. The sound of her voice makes you listen. So I was just over the moon when I was listening to those songs, and so now I've added a third to my list of rotating music that I choose to listen to. So yeah, Lettucey, just a phenomenal, gifted vocalist, 100%. Okay, so I'm coming to the end of this broadcast, but I do want to read something that I wrote in honor. I'm going to read it in honor of Black History Month, but I'm also, well, this is actually a response to a VSS 365 prompt, which was oak. So I chose to write this. It's called Southern Trees. Plenty live oak or southern red to string them up till they were dead. When gathered in the town square, 'twas pecan that made it a picnic affair. Down by the river, the willow you see bends from weight of a load so heavy. Sycamore found along any street was fine, and when nothing else, they chose soft pine. So that's Southern Island. I'm limited to word count, so it's a pretty brief poem, but I guess I hope you get the point of that poem. We need to reflect this month on our ancestors, our civil rights leaders who have paved the way to where we are today. We cannot take our lives today for granted. We stand on the shoulders of some very, very powerful people, and we can do anything, absolutely anything we put our minds to. You are not limited to your city. You are not limited to your block. There are no limits. The universe is vast, just like your options. You might think that you are lacking something. But if you believe, you're not lacking anything. When you have a strong belief in yourself and the will to do something, you're not lacking anything. What you need will come to you. Sometimes you have to go after it. You have to keep your eyes open for opportunities. And you also have to listen. Because people will tell you if you're after something. They will tell you where you need to grow to get to where you want to go. And you have to be humble enough to accept that. I think that's where some people kind of fall off. You have to have the confidence, right? But you also have to have the humility to know that you don't know everything. And then once you recognize what you don't know, you seek the source where you can gain that knowledge, and then you move right on forward. So, in this Black History Month, just know you can do whatever you want to do. Donald Trump can't stop you. We won't let him stop you. We'll all keep fighting the good fight together. All right, so this is the end of episode 2 of This Side of the Apple. Again, I am Shonda Renee, your host, Super Afro Girl, over on Blue Sky, SUPAAFROGYRL. Feel free to follow me. And please subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to my blog. I do a lot more on my blog every day. I post a lot of stuff, so feel free to connect with me that way. And until next time, you all take care. Happy Black History Month.